Well, good morning. For an old guy, I'm pretty jacked up this morning. I'm ready to go. So I hope you're having a great Tuesday, had a good weekend, and all of that. And some people, when you make certain comments, they say, well, that's political. Well, this is not political. It affects the leadership of our nation and everybody in it. But if you think that the topic of abortion or the subject of abortion is a political issue, then everything is just going right by you. It is not a political issue. It is a moral issue. Now, as a case in point, I want to share with you, number one, something that was said this week and just put out there as a fact. And let's see what God has to say about it. Now, here's what's said. I'm not going to attach any names or political parties to it or anything, but just follow with me here for just a moment. It was said by one political candidate, or pundit as the case may be, that another political candidate had and I think I'm quoting this right, an evil soul. And it's also been stated that this year's elections are a battle for the soul of America. Now, follow along with me here. America has no soul. People have souls. People are made in the image of God. Nations are not. Now, figuratively speaking, I guess America has a soul in some nebulous, hard to define, can't nail it down sort of way. But listen to what God said in the Ten Commandments. And the Ten Commandments are moral laws. There's nothing political about them. These are what God says, or how God says we should relate to Him and how we should relate to each other in very simple, straightforward terms. Now, as it relates to how we are to treat each other, how we're to see each other, how we are to engage in and react to and act on behalf of other people, the very first thing He said to us is, King James, thou shalt not murder. Now that's relatively simple and straightforward, and most of us would agree with that. The other thing that goes hand in hand with that is that you should not bear false witness. And that's to tell lies about your neighbor or anyone else, that we are to be tellers of the truth. Now let me ask you a question. Here's this person that says person X has an evil soul, all right? When did that person get that soul? When does a person have a soul? I mean, is it like, well, here this baby is born because this mother wants it, and God says, I'm going to give it a soul? When did it get that soul? I would submit to you that the soul is not something that magically appears when a person is born. They are conceived with a soul. They have a soul from the very start. And so what worse can you do to somebody than to murder their soul? And when infants are killed, and when one person supports murdering an infant, body and soul, before they ever have a chance to take a breath, and then tells you that they are concerned or that we're in a battle for the soul of America, if a person doesn't care about the soul of an infant, then far be it from them to care about the soul of a nation. And guys, when you say of somebody else that they have an evil soul, number one, you're admitting that we have a soul. And number two, you're proclaiming that you don't mind killing it, because killing a person begins with your attitude toward them. And don't tell me, if your attitude is such that it's okay to kill an infant, that somehow you care about an individual, let alone a nation. Think hard. Don't make your decisions based on political expediency. make them based on God's moral law. Love your neighbor as yourself, even if they haven't been born. God bless you. Have a great day.